Welcome back.
Good.
Episode 13. And a big episode. I was about to say big episode. It is a big episode. This is a special episode.
Yes.
We got a special gaming episode, and Ethan is back.
Yeah.
Ethan is back.
Yeah, I survived the move. Finally.
We got a lot to talk about. A lot of gaming news came out. Just all over. Like PlayStation, Destiny, games. We got a lot to cover. So all my nerds out there, bring it in. You know, get on the show. Y'all are freaking nerds, whether you like it or not. Just know every one of you have a nerd in you, some way, somehow. Just know the nerd lives in all places, in all things. You can try to block it. You can even try to trap it. But the nerd will always find its way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a Destiny reference, by the way. Anyway, now that that's all done and said and done and things, we got a special guest in the house. Since this is a gaming episode, we got a gaming expert, streaming expert. Please welcome Efresh to the show.
Yeah.
Fresh.
I'm here. What up?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
Welcome.
What up? E.
You know, I'm just hanging out, man. Got off work.
Heard that.
So, I was telling everybody we got a lot to cover. I want to go ahead and, since this is the special gaming episode, I'm going to kick it over to Hammer.
Well, before I get started, I'm going to let Mr. Efresh tell us a little bit about himself. He's a streamer. I know that. So let's let him have the floor for a few. Just kind of tell us a little bit about himself, and then we can get into it.
I appreciate it. I mean, no big deal, man. I do stream. I do YouTube videos, and I guess you call me. I'm a content creator. You know, I know it's kind of cliche to say nowadays, but I do make content. I do make videos. I stream a lot. I make a lot of videos. I try to make at least one a week. That's kind of my goal. But for the most part, yeah, that's pretty much what I do, man. I just make videos. The majority of my content is related to Destiny 2. I'm kind of sad to say sometimes because I try to get away from it, but I just can't, man. It's like crack. It just keeps pulling me back, man. I feel like I'm Pookie from New Jack City. It just keeps calling me. So Destiny 2 is my main game for the most part.
Cool. Well, speaking of Destiny, we'll give you the floor again because Destiny just had the update, the big DLC. Let you tell us a little bit more about that because I have Destiny 2, but I don't know the last time I turned it on, to be 100% honest.
I was going to ask, what's the last thing you remember playing?
I think the last time you played with us was way before we finished playing it. E.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I was on Xbox One, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess right now they just released basically they've been doing seasons now instead of like full blown DLCs, like not as much as they used to. So right now we're in season, I think 11 or 12. And what they just talked about last Tuesday is to get ready to finally release a full on DLC for I think next September, but it's coming up September, called Beyond Light. But for this past week, they just released a season of Arrivals, which is like a precursor to Beyond Light. And then they went ahead and highlighted how I think in 2021 they're going to release a Savathun DLC, and then the one after that is going to be called The Last Light. So I don't know if that means it's going to be the finishing of it, but it's kind of heading that direction because right now I don't know if y'all remember in Destiny 2 when the pyramid ship started showing up at the end of it.
Yeah,
they finally reached, and shit is crazy because those pyramid ships are not fucking around. Everybody is getting obliterated. Rasputin tried to kill it, he couldn't, and yeah, pyramid ships are not playing.
Yeah, I remember.
So E, I have a question. All right. So if I'm getting this correct, I hear that there will be no Destiny 3. What's that about? Like it's
Yeah, they're trying to get away from like, bringing Destiny 3, 4, 5. They're just Destiny 2 is just gonna be it. Like it's just gonna be Destiny 2, and they're just gonna keep building on that over and over and over and over for the most part. So they wanted to get away from like you having to keep buying $60 games over and over. So and it makes sense.
Exactly, because they make a killing on DLC anyway. It's kind of like
Exactly.
GTA. It's like the GTA
yeah.
thing, man. Just keep throwing content in the game more and
Yeah.
more and more and more and more. Elder Scrolls does the same thing.
Yeah.
It's
They
just
originally
easier.
they originally wanted to keep a Destiny 1, but that engine was so old and just bad that like
yeah.
they had to make a Destiny 2. So it just but other than that, it's Destiny 2 from this point on, and that's just it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing, I guess, but
Yeah, it might not be that bad.
Make that money.
I mean,
It's
Right.
like right here. Like I wish that they would just do Destiny 3 on the new gen.
see, they're just bringing Destiny 2 over to the new gen, and they're going to make it to where it's 4K. The whole point of that was everybody was pissed because it's not 30 frames a second. It's not 60 frames a second, which it should have been last season. Last time, but it's not. But now, when they're upgrading with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, it's going to be 4K, 60 frames a second, basically. So they're just going to keep it Destiny 2.
Yeah, and really, I mean, the thing to note is because I did watch a little deal where it kind of explained, or I read an article. They're basically taking all the content they're working on for Destiny 3 before they decided not to release it, and they're just going to release it as DLC on Destiny 2. So I mean, you're getting what was going to be Destiny 3. I mean, it's not a fresh game, but in a sense, it keeps this game fresh because there's going to be more content.
Yeah.
So
Like GTA 5, right? More or less, kind of like what they did there.
Yeah, GTA, dude, that thing is still running. And
GTA is a whole different monster on its own self, lasting 8 years with the same game. That's insane.
That game is a beast. That game is it's going to be given for people that have it on PlayStation 5. You get the new PlayStation, you're going to get that game for PlayStation 5. It's supposed to be updated and everything else, and it's going to continue because we talked about it a few episodes back. They're developing a game, but it's way out. So you're just gonna keep on getting content for the same GTA 5, and they are making a killer.
And if they do the same thing with Destiny, I mean, maybe we'll get the same type of vibe we got with GTA. Maybe they can, maybe we can get that, and then it'll be like such a big hit. Who knows?
Yeah,
hopefully
it'll be huge for them if they can, because GTA, they put out content. It's like free. So the thing is, they put out free DLC, and it drives people to go buy the game.
Yeah.
That says something for how good the DLC is when people like decide to go buy a game for $60 because GTA 6 or GTA 5 is $60 up until just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
So 8 years old and $60, and people will go buy it to play new DLC. That's saying something. If they can get to that level, they'll make a straight killer. Like
that's how you know how Rockstar got real bread, because Rockstar can afford to do that and Bungie can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they're their own IP now, right? They're away
they
from
left Activision, so now you have to I get it. It makes sense, but Rockstar can give you shit for free, and it's just like they don't lose anything. They make a ton of money.
Yeah, because people like I said, if you put out stuff good enough to make somebody buy a game, you got it.
Well, if you really compare it to anything, you could, like, if it continues to go on, compare it to WoW. WoW is going to be at 16 years in November.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right.
I've been going.
WoW was one of the first.
I think Destiny wanted to do that, but they just couldn't. They just couldn't sustain that. That's why they said they had a 10-year plan for it, and I guess it's still going. I guess, but it's still like it's never going to go that long. And I don't even want it to go that long. It doesn't need to.
What year is it at now?
When did it come out? I think it was September of 2013.
Are they pushing 5?
No, it's past that. I think I want to say it was 2014 when Destiny 1 came out. 2013.
September 9th, 2014.
2014, yeah, okay. So yeah, we're
6 years. That's you're doing something for 6 years. I mean,
they might make it.
they'll make it to 10. Like they've already highlighted all the way up to 2022 so far. So
Yeah.
I mean, they got as much lore is in this game. That game can last forever. Like I don't think it's not that many games that I can know of that have just that many books of lore. It's just that they can choose from. But
Yeah. But like ESO, man, that's a whole freaking beast.
yeah,
That's a whole show in itself.
So with that said, would you like to see Destiny made into like something live? Well, they tried to do, I guess, live action before. Try to do something live action, or see a bunch of like animated movies and shows in the future, or just leave it with just the way it is, or what would you want?
see, we still trying to get Halo live action, and you see how that's supposed to struggle.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
They did a little.
We saw Nightfall, right? That movie was terrible, trash.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, don't
Pretty bad.
stop it.
Yeah. It was pretty bad, but
They had Luke Cage in that, didn't
yeah, I was like, no, bro. Even Luke Cage couldn't save that. It was pretty bad.
It ain't. No, it just doesn't work.
The animated ones are cool though, but like the live action one, nah.
Halo need to just stick to red versus blue, bro. That's all they need to do. Red versus blue. That right there in itself is enough. I can watch red versus blue all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they actually like took it and made like a story along with it, like
For red versus blue.
because for the longest it was just like skits here and there.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, they could.
I mean, it should be easy to make a Halo movie. It's the most basic sci-fi movie ever. It should be simple.
Yeah.
Yet they still messed it up, and I don't understand how. It
Man,
don't make any sense.
every once in a while you get one that they just screw up and you don't understand it.
Wait,
No.
wait, don't
do
we're
it.
not doing that. We're not doing that now. We're not doing the rant, the movie
You're
rant.
not.
We're not gaming. Just stick to gaming. We're not
I mean,
gonna do
it's the
that.
same rant. It's the same damn rant.
Wait a minute. I'm curious.
Don't say it. We will not do this. Not tonight.
On the last episode, we kind of there's an ongoing thing to where it talks about people visions of people messing up, whether it be movies or TV shows, whatever, and then Hammer and Snake will go on and on about their particular things that's a rant, and it can go on. So we try not to go there. So
It's rants. You know these rants, like, because we've had these damn rants before. It's like
Tyler, do it.
do it. Actually, to be honest, I think me and E actually see differently about some of these rants.
That's why it's gonna go on forever. It's not doing.
Exactly. Don't do it.
I need at least one example of one of y'all talking about. I need just one.
I'm gonna say this, but Snake, you can't comment. Aladdin.
You have to say it. It's just a movie we do not name.
Oh, I wasn't even gonna go that far.
You don't say the name.
Does this involve airbending?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
It does. That's one. That's
the one we don't talk about.
Yeah, the trashiest movie ever. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's just
that's definitely one
it's
of them.
not just that one. It's like anything they try to make a movie or a movie from an anime or from a game. Like, they always think they have to change it from the original. Like, every time they make it, they won't just stick with the storyline it's original with and make it live action. They always think they gotta. This is my vision. I gotta change it after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, like the creators don't want them to follow it 100%. So that's another reason why they'll end up changing it up a little bit. But I know what you mean.
Like there'd be so much money to make. Like, because fans, we like the shit because of the story. You know, like we like the story, we like the plot. You know, we like it how it is. We just want to see it live action. And
Speaking of live action, and a game that actually had a somewhat okay live action, Resident Evil. It was okay in the actual. It was okay. It was okay, Alice and all that, but I still preferred the game way better than I preferred the live action. And since they talked about the game, they actually have a new game coming out on PlayStation 5. It's called Village. And if you have not seen that,
the Village is dope.
I think it's dope. I think it's one, since we're talking PlayStation 5. I know Hammer got a lot, but I honestly think it looks dope. It got the whole It has the like Resident Evil 4 vibe going on. Then it has like the Resident Evil, and then it's based off Resident Evil 7 as far as first person. Then it got some of the mansion stuff. If you like some of the Resident Evil 1 and 2, it looks good. I mean, I wish they gave us more, but the trailer looks good. It looks man. That's all I can say. I mean,
It did
Yeah,
look
I gotta
good.
watch it.
It
if
did
y'all
look
got a
good.
chance, if y'all get a chance, go to E's page. Like he has a reaction video to it. He was like, "What the hell is this?"
Because the whole time I was thinking it was Alan Wake. I didn't think it was Resident Evil.
Yeah,
That looked
yeah.
nothing like it. I was just like, what the fuck is
He's
this?
like,
Until
"What is this?" And whenever we found out, like Resident Evil was like, "Oh,
yeah, that's
let's
when I was like,
go!"
What Resident Evil's paid?
Is-
The
It's a great, reaction video. You
comment
gotta
channel
go
of
see
it
it.
fucking.
The trailer was dope, and you know, and I was gonna actually, it's actually a good segue because I was gonna get to that about Resident Evil. It had the little they were clever in how they named the
Well, they did
name,
that with.
because they did it with to put the Roman numeral 8. Did y'all catch
They
that?
did it with 7 too.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They did.
The village, the VI, yeah, that it has the Roman numerals for
Yeah,
8. So
yeah, because
Yeah.
whenever it goes into,
whichever number it is,
whenever it highlights those
yeah.
as like orange, or
And I
whatever.
was like, oh, that's nifty. I like it.
That's when I was like, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, Village. What the hell is this? And then when it glowed, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, it fits.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah,
I was like, talking about that terrible ass M. Night Shyamalan movie. At first, I was just like, what is this? Now it makes sense. I was like, okay, I got it.
Hey, whether that movie's
Yeah.
terrible or not, that fucking twist at the end
That fucked me up. I'll give you
is really good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that
wondering,
messed
like,
me up.
how, like the timeline of this. That's why I'm like,
It's
It's
interesting.
like-
So Paul Chris was old, right? And he was like out of shape.
yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
like, because I thought, like,
it's in the future.
at first,
No,
like
it's
seemed like it
it's
was
in like when
past.
it was filmed. It's in current times. It's
Yeah,
just
the
everything's bordered.
yeah, the timeline is
What's
still
going
in the
on?
basic order.
Well, like the village, like everything looked like old, like it was like in the olden
No,
time.
It's no. It's like think of it like one of those towns, like an Amish town or like a Romania town. I actually watched a little bit more.
Well,
footage
yeah,
of
I
something
get
like
it
that,
now.
but
After like I said, but I'm saying like when I was watching it, it looked
Thought
like
it was old.
Yeah.
old, but
Oh,
then I
yeah.
saw like at the end, I was like, wait. So that's why I was like wondering when the timeline was, because then like, he pulled out, he had like a silenced gun and everything. I'm like, whoa, okay, that
What makes
Yeah.
no sense to me in that trailer is when he opened that door and when he shot him with that shotgun, I was like, how did he miss?
Yeah.
right.
He's
Yes,
directly in
yeah.
front of him. That made zero sense. Like,
I
what?
think,
I said, you shooting blanks? I said, what the hell's
Right.
going on there?
Right. Yeah, I thought it was interesting though to see Chris Redfield in the game, and like I said, he was old and kind of.
Yeah, that was a twist. I was like,
That's why in the beginning it says his story is coming to a conclusion. They're coming to an end. My bad.
Yeah.
That's about Chris.
yeah. Well, Chris might be the bad guy in this one. I mean, but that's I'll let you guys figure that one out. That's a lot there.
It is, but yeah, I was
I think-
definitely impressed with it.
I think it's going to be the same thing as the last one. They're making it seem, or like actually Halo. Let's do Halo 5. Did all this shit. Master Chief's bad guy.
Yeah,
He's no longer
they
good and
flipping on
everything else. And then right at the end, you're like, oh, he's not.
yeah,
I bet
Yeah,
that's what they're going to
Classic
do.
Resident Evil.
They can't take the most iconic character of Resident Evil and make him evil unless he's like replaced with, some kind of mutant or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it says Resident
I
Evil.
agree.
All
That
the
would be
craziness they got going.
Maybe there's two versions of Chris.
Could be.
Hey,
The old there's an old guy, and then the young one shows up.
Yeah. they've
true.
done clones before, so yeah.
Yeah.
Valid point.
But yeah,
Anything
that excited me because I don't know if the fans know, but I think y'all should know by now. They talk about it all the time. I'm a PlayStation alum, so that's everybody knows it. I love PlayStation. I love Xbox, but I grew up, jumping from like Nintendo, Sega straight to PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, 3. Then I did a little Xbox, but I stayed there. Went PlayStation 4. Everybody knows I'm all about the first parties, and I'm doing this because I'm trying to get Hammer riled up because he said he got a lot. I want to hear what he has to say. 'Cause I have a
So
feeling it's gonna be a war, and I'm ready. I'm ready for you, sir.
About the
Go.
Wi-Fi router?
Go.
That's what
Do
you're
it.
talking about?
Woo.
so since he's ready for this, I've watched most of the game reviews. I watched pretty much all of them that they showed. Some pretty impressive stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I felt like, I don't know if it's Corona or all the stuff that's going on. I felt like I've seen stronger reveals from Sony. Like,
I get
not
that.
that it was bad,
I
not that
get
it was
that.
bad, but I feel like I've seen stronger first party games and I've seen stronger just overall reveals altogether.
I
And
get
like I
that.
said, I'm pretty sure some of it's got to do with Corona and
Yeah.
the way they're having to do stuff right now. But I
Come
would have
on, man.
liked to see
Little
some
Big
stronger.
Planet, man. No.
I mean,
I'd like to see some stronger titles. I did have my top 5, and I'll give you my top 5 in order. I'll go from 5 to 1. At 5, I put Hitman 3 because I've been a Hitman fan since the first one, and it looked good. It looked good. What I saw looked really, really good. And if you play those type games, it's hard not to get excited. To get a new Hitman because it's just a lot of fun. And I think I'm not gonna say it's one of the games that'll drive people to go buy a PlayStation just for that game, but I do think it's one of the ones that people enjoy. Especially again, if you're a fan of the series, you've been kind of waiting. Why not? Hitman 3. That to me, that's that's definitely a staple. At 4, I had Returnal. Now that game looked interesting to me because of the
Right.
whole repeating. It's like repeating the same day over and over. Like was it
Yeah.
Groundhog Day? And what's the other movie?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, man, that's an interesting concept. Again, it was beautiful in PlayStation 5 with the graphics, the 4K and what is it, the ray tracing. Like it all looked
Right.
awesome.
Yeah.
It looked
Yeah.
fantastic, and it's a
That was
very,
a dope
very
one.
interesting
That was
concept.
one of my
She's
favorites.
saying she's living through, this crash and then waking up and then getting captured
Yeah.
and killed and then starting over. I'm like, whoa. But each time is a little bit different. But she
Yeah.
keeps living it over and
Depends
over.
on your depends on your decisions, right? Like
Yes,
what
that's
you
the way
do.
it made it sound. That's what it made it sound whenever they revealed it, when they showed. It's kind of like if you do certain things. I mean, she still inevitably dies over and over, but I think what she does and or what you do and how you die may change the next experience.
What was
So
that Jake Gyllenhaal movie? Source Code.
Yeah.
He's on
yeah,
the train.
yeah,
Ah.
Yeah.
So there was that. At number 3,
That'd be
I put it
weird.
on because it's a kid game, but it's not a kid game, and I like it because I just like it. Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet. Yeah.
Ratchet
It's
and
the
Clank,
original.
bro.
Yeah.
Listen,
From the same producers who made The Last of Us 2. Review out
yes,
by
and
today,
you
by
know
the way.
what, bro? Like, I refuse to believe there are people on the face of the planet that have not at least looked at or tried Ratchet and Clank at least one time.
Yeah, I played it. I mean, remember Jax?
Yeah, I mean, I
Jack and
liked
Dexter.
that. I liked it. I
Like
mean,
that was pretty
it's one
much
of those. For me, it's a
same
game that
concept.
passes time. You do little stuff. It's just enough adventure, just enough, cartoon to where I can play this. Just
Good
if I
platformer.
need to burn
Hey.
45 minutes, I can play it. And
Pyro.
it's
All
all
I,
good.
all I got to say about it is Ratchet and Clank is old school PlayStation.
True.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's not PlayStation 1, but if you go back and you talk about like PlayStation 1, you talk about people playing like Crash Bandicoot and shit.
Yes.
Ratchet and Clank is
Crash
Yes.
got the
Right
same
behind it.
feel to
Yeah.
stuff like that. So if
And to
you
be
you
fair,
can't have
I
a
said
PlayStation without something like that.
I'll give y'all a blast from the past. Gex.
yes. I remember that.
Wow.
I remember that. And I said that Ratchet and Clank was cartoony, but I think
Yeah.
was the last one. I played a little bit of the last Ratchet and Clank, man, and they was cussing. Like the damn one of them games walked by, stupid motherfucker. I was like, well, wait a minute.
Whoa. What's happening?
I mean, you say it's kiddie, but it's got some adult things in it sometimes.
Yeah.
So, but it did look good, and it displayed the solid state. They were going through worlds like in snaps. Like there's a
No
feature
load
where
time.
he uses a tool and pulls himself into a different dimension, and it changes the world instantly in the game. No loading, no
That's-
loading. That was impressive. I did like that.
I'm gonna like that feature in other games. Like
Yeah,
just
that's to me.
where you don't
You
have
know
a
what?
load screen every damn time.
And both of these systems are going to have the solid
Yes.
state. I kind of
Oh,
wish
yeah.
they would have waited for Xbox. They would have waited to release what is it, Quantum Break, until they had
2
solid
Quantum
state.
Break 2,
Quantum
right?
Break on a solid state would have been so dope.
Hmm.
That would have been dope.
Well,
I
aren't they
didn't like
coming out with
that,
a
but
2, right? Sooner or later? They come
I
out
don't.
I've heard rumors of it. I hadn't
Yeah,
confirmed
I
it.
don't think they're going. I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to, because something with a remedy and not being just fully aligned with Xbox like they used to be. I don't
Oh,
think they're gonna make a second one.
Yeah, let's
okay.
get to a place
Kind
with
of,
that
which
too.
sucks. But
That's another subject too. We want to talk about with exclusives and whatnot because that's
Yeah.
slowly starting to go away.
Console
But
exclusives. Yeah.
so
Timed
number
exclusives.
two,
Hey man, ain't you know they can exclusive war all they want, but console will never be PC.
that's true.
Yeah. That's another one. Well, I know.
What side of the fence you're on, PC got console beat. Period.
True.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's. We can get to that. 'Cause I know Ray has more.
Well,
Him
I
has
finished
more.
up the last two. I mean,
He like get it. It was like, oh, wait, hold up.
so at number two, we already talked about it. I had Resident Evil. Because again, looked awesome, and anybody that's played it, you play Resident Evil. I mean,
Mhm.
iconic game. Again, I'd like seeing old Chris, and he let out about like 8 shots into whatever that was laying on the ground. I was like, damn, that was pretty
It was
efficient.
old dude's wife. Ethan. It was not our Ethan, but the other guy, Ethan's wife.
Okay. Yeah, but graphically sound looked good on that the new system, the ray tracing, the solid state ran smooth. I got a vibe kind of like Ethan was saying. I kind of got a vibe from the last game, and looking at it with the first person. You know, Resident Evil's been
It's
famous for
probably
years, but
werewolves and
it's
witches in that boy. I'm
yeah,
right.
well, you know, and Resident Evil from the past, like 4, which is like one of my favorite ones, is 4. Like you get used to that over the shoulder type, you know,
Yeah.
shooting, and it's been like that for years, where you followed your character, and it had that the screen switching for different scenes and whatnot in the game. So it's a different look. It's from that, but it's kind of reminiscent of just this last game, which was really good too. It was really good.
Dude, tell you what, fucking first person makes the horror feel more real.
yeah,
Yep.
And then especially if I don't know if any of y'all got to experience in VR, but Resident Evil 7 in VR is pretty dope.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah,
Tyler did.
yeah. Don't
Yeah.
drink and play VR. Yeah,
We was playing Resident Evil 7, weren't we?
yeah, we were.
That's the game,
Nah,
yeah. Like with Cole. It
Passed
was.
out. Yeah.
That's dope. Before I get to number one, I won't go real long about these two, but I had two kind of like honorable mentions. They're doing a Demon Soul remake. Anybody's played Demon Soul, you know what that is. It looks
Any of
dope.
those. Dark
I'm
Souls.
interested
all
in
of
it.
Fucking
And they're also doing
No.
Oddworld.
Oddworld,
The new
yes.
Oddworld.
yeah.
And that looks
I'll
really, really good.
Oh, I love those games.
It was another one that was very, very graphically pleasing, and I think it's gonna have a good story. I think it's gonna have a really, really, really good story.
Like low key, Abe could be a PlayStation mascot just like everybody else can
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
True.
And he's been
True.
there that long.
Yes,
I
100%.
would like to see him in the Nintendo fighting game, Smash Brothers. Just saying. I mean,
Yeah,
I would like to see what he could do.
He's that iconic. He's that iconic.
Man, I think if you don't like Oddworld, you probably shouldn't play video games.
True.
It's shit's funny. Shit's funny no matter how you look at it.
It's definitely it was a unique game, and it's a mainstay, man. And your Oddworld, it's like, oh yeah, I played Oddworld. That was a good game. I rarely hear anything bad about it. So
Did y'all ever play the open world Oddworld?
Yeah.
With like the storyline and stuff?
really,
Yeah.
No, I didn't try it.
It's on old school Xbox.
That's,
really,
It's so
that's
good.
great. When I played that game, I thought it was funny. Like you run around farting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but number one for me, man, and it's a little biased. I'll go ahead and say it, but number one for me was Spider-Man Miles Morales, bro.
Yeah, I saw that.
the short clip we got for Spider-Man Miles Morales is enough for me to buy a PlayStation.
Yep, that's what they wanted.
With
That's
the
what they
mask
wanted.
like flying off his face, like destroyed off his face.
Yeah.
That is some of the best visually looking. Hands down, some of the best shit I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Hands down. I looked at that, and it was like the first one I saw, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get a PlayStation."
Like that one.
For
Yeah.
that, I have to have it because it looked fantastic.
I hate that they didn't make it a full game, man. They just made it like a DLC.
A standalone, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I was like, you should. Miles deserves his own game, man.
Yeah,
I agree. Does
that
need
would
his
be dope.
Yeah, but it looked. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. It looked so good. I was like, man, we're getting Spider-Man Miles Morales is gonna be dope. I think it's like I do agree he deserves his own game, but at least we're getting this.
Yeah,
and maybe it'll invite in some new characters, new villains. You know, 'cause if they do the multiverse, maybe they do the multiverse like they did in the little movie they made, which
Spider-Verse
opens up a whole they like open up a whole nother world of shit. So,
I'll play it.
But for me, that was like the number one reveal, on the console as far as a game was Spider-Man Miles Morales. I was sold after that. But like I said, the list itself was good. If I had to give the list a grade, it's somewhere between B plus A minus, somewhere in between there. Like I said, I've seen stronger. I've seen PlayStation game, like especially exclusives. I've seen those be like top tier A plus in some years where I was like, damn, that's ridiculous what they're having exclusive. But this year, and that kind of goes back to what we were talking about exclusives. By the way, I said we're gonna go back to it. That's starting to get real old. Like it's starting to be a point where I think developers are starting to understand that they can make money on both sides because people are gonna buy what they want to buy regardless.
Yeah, what I noticed on the exclusive side, if you go back and watch it, you'll see the little things at the bottom that say time exclusive, or it'll say something right at the bottom say exclusive for a year, then it's coming to PC or it's coming to Xbox. So they're doing that thing. You remember what happened with Destiny, where they said Destiny was an exclusive for a certain period of time, then it went here, or Modern Warfare was exclusive for this point. They're doing those again, and then apparently they're bringing back out. So I wouldn't be surprised if when Xbox come out, they're going to do the same, have some exclusives from third parties, and then hold them for a year and a half, and then send them on or whatever. Because just like you said, they know they can make money on both sides, so they say, hey, I can be making exclusive for you for this amount of money, and then give it to everybody else, and then PlayStation or Xbox says, we'll pay an extra meal. Sure, why not?
There's only like 2 games for sure, that I can think of right off the top of my head that I know will be exclusive forever. And that's number one, Xbox. Microsoft is not giving up Halo, period. They ain't giving up Master Chief ever.
That'd be stupid to do.
You run into a deal with PlayStation. Sony owns the rights for Spider-Man, so they kind of hold on to that. But then a game that was released as an exclusive just yesterday was Gran Turismo. That's a good example. They're going to make those games. I don't even play it a lot, but they're not going to. That's their thing.
Yeah.
Like they won't get Forza. Like Xbox won't get Forza. That'd be just dumb on their part. That's like their bread and butter.
Xbox has Forza. You're right.
Yeah.
And they're okay with Forza. And Forza's good. I've got 3 or 4 Forza games on my Xbox.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
It's good.
See, in that conference, there was 2 games that they had: Ghostwire Tokyo and
that looked good.
Deathlock. Both of those are made by Bethesda, right? But Bethesda used to be with Xbox back when Fallout 76 came out.
Yeah.
Now these 2 are time exclusives with Sony. So I was just like,
so it's just becoming a thing. And then with crossplay, it's gonna get even harder with crossplay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because people, like I said, I agree with crossplay because I feel like people are gonna buy what they want to. Like I can like PlayStation, but I'm gonna have an Xbox. That's just that's how I am. I don't have anything against PlayStation. I just prefer an Xbox.
You can PlayStation, but some people just like how PlayStation plays better than Xbox. I mean, to me, I don't see the difference, but I mean, it's just the controllers. I mean, but you can get an Xbox controller that looks like a PlayStation controller, or a PlayStation controller that looks like Xbox. So
see, PlayStation's party system works better than Xbox does. Xbox party system is trash.
I think the
no.
PlayStation is
Oh, no.
smart to get.
Those sound like fighting words, people.
No, you remember back in the day? I remember one day y'all were doing a raid Destiny. Go figure.
Yeah.
And I remember I joined y'all while I was playing Cuphead. It was nothing but echoes like the whole time we were playing. I was just like, but on PlayStation, I never had that issue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Hardware issue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
I'm not gonna argue with you.
yeah, that's an Xbox. That is an Xbox thing. Like the fucking it drops all the time, or you can't get in. Like it. But PlayStation is it's so many steps to get into the party. Like
Yeah, user interface on PlayStation is
it's
horrific.
like,
Bro, it's you
Like,
really you literally hold the power button, go to friends, and just hit add to party. That's it.
But speaking of that,
no.
PlayStation.
I probably didn't know that shortcut, but
I mean,
if you don't
That's
know
so
the
easy.
shortcut, there's a
Yeah,
lot
but speaking of that, PlayStation came out when they showed their hardware, which I know Hammer's gonna tell more about. They talked about their new HUD or new interface or whatnot.
Yeah,
So
they
I'm thinking
they're
they're
supposed
changing
to
all
have
that.
they're supposed to have a new user interface. I didn't see much about it, but I know they're supposed to be changing the user interface a little bit, and it's supposed to. They claim it's going to simplify what they feel like is overly cluttered or too difficult to find. I know my brother, he has a PlayStation, and when I'm usually on his, like, there's a lot of shuffling he has to do to find this.
Side
to
scrolling.
yeah, like it has the tabs up top where he can click over and do stuff,
Yeah.
but it just seems sometimes like it's almost like it's out of order, like the order doesn't make sense. So they're supposedly they're doing something with the user interface to make it a little bit easier for the user, make it more just user friendly as a whole.
I think the best way to look at it would be like think of an iPhone and think of a Samsung phone. iPhones usually have just like the slick design. Samsung has a lot of features upon features upon features, and unless you are known what a Samsung can do, you can get lost in that. Where an iPhone, you can pretty much almost anybody can pick it up and say, okay, boom, boom. So
no.
That's
You
a
ain't
big
gonna
downgrade.
say-
that's the basis of it. Steve, I'm just being honest.
Tyler,
If
don't
you
don't
ask-
listen to mistake.
iPhone
I'm
sucks.
just,
He sucks.
One of the worst
I'm-
things ever.
He sucks. If you can't pick
don't
up an
think
iPhone and use it, you are in bad shape. It is like it is user dumb friendly.
No, it's
Everything is
I
like
had,
one
I had
button and
my
it's
phone
right there.
work, and I had my Android, and I hated that freaking work phone.
Because
Like,
he can't use it because it's too simple.
I'll be honest. I'm an Android guy
I
myself.
want it to be simple. That ain't simple enough.
It's
no, I'm
ultra
just talking
simple.
about. I'm not saying like Android in general because the Google phones, stock Android is great. I'm just talking about like Samsung phones. Or LG phones. They tend to put so many features upon the stock Android that you can, as somebody like grandma or pawpaw, they might get lost. Whereas they can take an iPhone and scroll through it and figure it out faster than they can an LG phone or a Samsung phone because they add bloatware to their stuff. Whereas you just get something like a Pixel or a OnePlus, which is a stock Android, Papa and grandmother can probably decide whether they want the iPhone or that because they're both simple. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Pop and grandma just need to get a brick phone and call it.
That's probably the best thing.
They just need to get a brick phone.
They still got landlines, so let's give them that.
I don't think that that's
Satellite
a
phone.
selling point for either, honestly, because no matter how you look at either one of them, I don't give a shit when Xbox said it, when PlayStation said it. Neither of them are easy to use. It's annoying shit. It's not going to be easy to use till you go back to old school and you go, all right, put a disc in and let's play. That's easy to use. The rest of it, you got to press 6,000 buttons to go anywhere.
I think it all depends. Like if you spend one time with one, then you go to the other one, it's gonna be hard to learn, and vice versa. So it's like
True.
Because I always played Xbox. So when I went to PlayStation, the first couple times I was just like, I don't know what the hell I'm pushing. But it took like a couple times. But then I was like, fine. But if I go back to Xbox now, I'm gonna be trash at it because it's been so long.
Yeah, they've changed the interface. I don't know how many
They
times.
changed the interface while I moved.
They throw out an update, and they don't say nothing. They just throw it out. Like, oh,
They just do it. They just
while I
do it.
moved.
And you're like, oh, wait,
I
it's
left
changed.
and I set up all my stuff, and I get back and I finally get it to where I can play my Xbox in my living room or play over here on my other monitor, and I'm like, I don't even know how to log in anymore.
What is this?
The hell is this, right? Yeah, it did just changed like
Yeah.
literally days ago.
It's
It's like,
Jeez.
we got way off the railroad.
anyway.
But yeah, but no, what Ethan said was good. He said that he was talking about like that if they don't put the disc in, like if it go back to the disc. So Sony got a digital one and a disc one. Think it's gonna be a
Yes.
difference in the selling, or you think that's gonna everything's gonna go digital from now on and that's gonna be it?
Eventually,
I think digital is
eventually
gonna be
everything.
Or digital. Like there's a lot. They're trying to push Xbox everything digital now.
digital. The digital console will dominate the other one.
You think it's gonna sell more? Oh man.
I like
Digital is good.
personally. I like actually putting the disc in. Like I feel like it
Yeah.
makes the system not run as hard. Like I don't know. Like I feel I just
It would need so many terabytes, I think.
I don't understand. Like that was the complaint of the 360.
Yeah,
like, the disc drive was wearing out. That's why everybody started buying games digitally for
Yeah,
that reason.
the arcade version of Xbox 360 worked less. Like that was the cool
Yeah.
part about it.
Yeah, like
Well,
it takes less to run it. Like you don't have a disc spinning in there and doing all that other stuff. Like it literally can find the game and run it, and it doesn't have to have a disc spinning and then doing this and then doing that. I mean,
and say I never had that issue.
that console, I'm not saying they're gonna get rid of it, but it'll be there at launch, and eventually it's gonna kind of dwindle out. Even the stores, you'll just find the digital.
But see,
digital
another thing is
digital-
like with the with the disc, like you can if you're done playing it, I could take it, sell it for nothing. But I mean, I can still sell it for something. Like
What's
Yeah.
gonna happen at GameStop?
Yeah.
I mean,
I still got 360 games. I ain't selling nothing to GameStop or nobody else because they don't give shit.
I'm
for
saying
it.
like
$60
but with the digital, you can't sell
$6.
those back. No, you can't sell those back at all. Like at least with GameStop, like I can get a penny. Like
Well,
don't-
Xbox, Microsoft has a deal where if you buy a game digitally and you play it for less than 2 hours and you don't like it, you
yeah,
can
you can do it that way. But I'm saying like
after the fact, yeah.
2
Yeah.
after
hours,
you beat the
like
game and
that's the loading screen alone. So
But digital has the option of in the future, and it probably won't happen, but in the future, if everything goes completely digital, maybe game prices will finally come down a little bit
right?
because they won't be having to mass produce all these discs and shit.
Exactly.
I mean, they could do like game sharing and have like I don't know the SD cards or whatnot, and then you can download it onto there and then sell it to your friend or sell it to. I mean, I'm sure they'll figure something out. Somebody has to. I mean, it's too much money in that.
They're gonna put a stop to that because they're gonna lose out of money if somebody can just buy it once and then sell it to somebody else or just give it to somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, they probably have it like, oh, you own Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus, and you're a member and you have these games digitally, you can sell it or give it or something. It's probably gonna be something around that. I mean, that's the only way they can make money. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's
something
just,
like
the market for a disc is beginning to slowly go away, and I'm not mad at it. Like I download 98% of my games. Like every once in a while I get a game on a disc, and or somebody gives me a game on a disc, and that's how
Only-
that is.
I only get disc games if I know something that I'm gonna think about. Like, am I gonna want to keep this? If I don't really want to play, if I really want to play it though, I'll just buy it digital.
Yeah, man.
Most of the time you get disc games now from Christmas, like family members.
Yeah, at Christmas time you get discs. Yeah.
That's why I bought
Oh,
Anthony.
no.
I mean, with a disc because I was just like, cool. I don't know about this, and I'm glad I did because I at least got like $20 back.
I'm gonna say,
Still,
I was gonna say, yeah, that was I was
So,
so disappointed in that. It's off subject, but damn it, man.
yeah.
I wanted that game to be so good, and it just.
Hammer, what else did they like as far as the PlayStation announcement? Like what?
So you already went over the fact that there's two consoles. They're doing the 3D audio, and they have what they're calling the Pulse 3D wireless headset. Now, to be fair, listen, 3D audio, I understand it's a thing, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around what the
Yeah.
hell the difference is between 3D audio and
Well,
5.1 digital surround sound. Like
okay.
Dolby. If I could hear everything around my damn head, what
Then that
the
3D
hell
The
is different than that in the 3D sound?
Well, like on my headset, let's put it this way. I mean, you guys know how much money, or at least you do, Ray, how much money I've spent on my game stuff.
Yeah.
My headset, I spent, I'm just going to say quite a bit. I'm not going to say how much because it's fucking stupid. But it does Atmos. And the difference is as long as I'm running Atmos on the Xbox, if I go to watch a movie, like if there's a buzzing over my head, like let's say Call of Duty, the buzzing's coming over your head. Yeah, you can hear that on Call of Duty right now. Like you hear the buzzing and it's really super loud, but it's like on that, it's really low, louder, really loud, and then gets away from you. It feels like real life. Real life, if you're standing there listening to a jet fly away,
Right.
it sounds the exact same.
So it's more
See, I feel like, but I feel
uh,
like when I play, because anytime I play any kind of shooter or anything like that, well, I guess anything now we playing online, I always have, and like when I have, like I have my Turtle Beaches, like really nice Turtle Beaches. Is one of those things that we're not gonna talk about how much you spent. Damn Turtle Beach headset, but I feel like I've been getting it because I could hear like people coming from in the distance running up behind me, like a jet flying over. I could hear it come from this side, fly over my head, and then fly off into the distance. I'm not saying it's not different because I haven't experienced it. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around it because I'm like,
All it is,
doing that.
all it really is like for me or for everybody else, but for me in general, what I think it is like my headset. I spent a bunch of money on my headset, but now you're going to be able to get a PlayStation, and it's not going to be a niche market anymore. It's going to be something that's affordable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Which is a good thing. That is a good
Because
thing.
the PS wireless ones weren't like that, but now when you get them, it'll be just like your Astros, Turtle Beaches, all the rest of them now. So it's not. They're just playing catch up.
And then it might be even like you get a warranty on it, or since everybody will have those particular ones, it'll be easier to fix. If you break it, take it to the shop. Oh, we work on these because we got all the PlayStation or Xbox you're opposed to. You got Turtle Beach, bro. I don't work with those too crazy, or whatever.
True. And by the way, just for anybody who's watching, all this stuff is extra attachments they were talking about, and they did not release any prices for any of this. So know that they're not going to give you a wireless headset in the box. That'd be too much like, right?
Yeah, I saw people typing that. It was like, that all come with it? I'm just like, come on, man.
Like, come on, y'all.
Like, yeah, 1,000,
money in it for them to
2,000-3,000 bundle.
They have a camera. They have a camera
bundle.
in there too.
Yeah, that's the next thing I was gonna go to. There's gonna be the PlayStation camera, which okay.
Uh-oh.
This is why I like Xbox better in this department, because the Xbox you can use whatever camera you want to use. Like you got a Logitech, you can plug that in.
Yeah,
it's a proprietary thing, and it's kind of like I said, like okay, I have a camera with it, cool, I guess. Yeah. We see how Connect works for the Xbox. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, PlayStation, they have their PlayStation Move. They had a camera.
Well, again, PlayStation Move was their counter to the Connect,
and it actually has a better Connect. I mean, the PlayStation Move actually kind of registered a little bit better than.
I don't know, because I think it depends on who was playing.
It was like each one had their own specific. Because I played both, and it was a little smoother with the Move. Just because
my kids, they still use it. They have a 360 in the front living room, and
I just think the was that you can actually, because of the color coordinating that the Move had.
I can see that
balls, like, and then on the headset it actually had a color thing, so it knew it could see the coloring. On the Connect, it's just kind of a wall. There's no way to figure out like what's behind you, or like my arms were like flying all over the place sometimes.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it depends too, like on who, like what
It,
your build was like, and because like I'm saying, my kids they sit there and play Fruit Ninja, bro, and like I told y'all a million times, it's the funniest thing ever because everybody's like a third-degree black belt when the Fruit Ninja comes on. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
they are kicking and throwing arms, and the thing is like swiping and it's working fine, and then like
yeah,
I get there and it's like it'll miss half of my swipes, and I'm
yeah.
like,
Well,
what
you
the
got
hell?
to because you got to recalibrate it for
True,
every
true,
like depending on like because your kids and then you step in there like I
right.
mean
What happened to Milo?
with
Remember,
Milo.
Happened
remember Milo from when they showed it off in the Xbox One conference like years
Yeah,
ago? What happened
yeah,
to
I do
Milo?
remember that. I
yeah,
don't know. That's a
He
good
never, he
question.
just never showed up again. I was
yeah.
like, all right,
He
cool.
never.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I was like, all right, no
Valid
Milo.
point.
I think that PlayStation
happened?
camera though was more so for like streaming purposes though. I think instead of
Right,
Yeah.
which could be a big thing. That's
Yeah.
just since content creating and whatnot, it
Yeah.
makes it easier.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy another
Trying to play off
camera. You
of
can just use it. That's smart and
Yeah.
a thing to do. Um,
Wish we knew how much.
also, they talked about the controls. There's a
Haptic
I'm gonna
feedback.
bundle the controls and the charger together. So there's a charging dock you can get that'll charge 2 controllers.
Oh yeah.
And
Like the
they're,
one.
they're controllers. Let me see. I got my notes. I got to look. They're calling it's the dual sense wireless control now instead of the
Yeah.
dual
Oh yeah.
and
Dual sense.
it's supposed to have some extra features where I guess now it'll detect. It's more aware of what's going on in the game. So like we all know, Nintendo 64 brought on the Rumble Pack, which invented all of the people with the rumbling controls. But we
Yeah.
don't go there. But instead of it just rumbling all together just because something is going on, if something is going to say on the right side of the screen or something is approaching, it'll progressively vibrate from the right through the control like to the left. And it's supposed to have motion sensors, so it'll work like steering wheel. You can turn it, and it has responsive triggers. So I think it's all pressurized. You can so many you can press so far for different functions, and it reacts and all that good stuff. Pretty innovative. It's still got the touchpad in the middle, and it's using USB-C to charge this time.
Nice.
Yeah, that was something I caught on to. I thought was real nice. Was USB-C, which is beginning to be the common thing anyways. USB-C, and then it has a built-in speaker or microphone on the speaker. There's a built-in little speaker on the controller,
Yeah.
and then it supports a separate headset and microphone jack. It has the 2 jacks on the bottom, which oddly enough look kind of like the same on the bottom of the Xbox currently. The older Xbox controller,
Yeah.
the Xbox One controller, it has where you plug the little. I can just use my control. You have to plug this thing in at the bottom of that PlayStation controller that they showed. It had the same little setup like that. So I'm wondering if the headsets are gonna have, if you're gonna have the ability to plug that same type of deal into those PlayStations, but into those controllers. But it did have that, and like I said, the responsive triggers, real slick looking controls, about the same, but a little different. I don't think it's gonna be anything that's gonna throw anybody off, but it was a pretty slick looking machine overall. Also came with I showed a media remote, so you're gonna have the ability to watch movies with a regular remote.
Oh yeah. Now that's dope. I like that.
Yeah, like that's been, I think didn't the last PlayStation or one before that didn't it come like you could buy a remote for it?
Yeah,
Same
the
thing
Pro.
with
Yeah.
Xbox.
Hell, the
You can buy the
360.
regular.
Like,
Yeah, 360 you could get a remote. I had a remote with my 360, so yeah.
hold up, we gotta talk about how it looks though. First off,
Yeah, I was just about to say
Like a
that. Yeah.
modem. It looks like a damn cable modem.
These are real.
Internet.
It do like a
looks-
cable modem, don't it?
it looks like a
it looks-
modem and an Xbox 360 had a child, and that's what it was.
Yes, that's an even better description. When I looked at it, I was like, okay, I see you're going for the sleek look. It is different. I think the LEDs are dope. I do like the lights.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, if that's gonna cause a heat issue or not. I'm gonna think not. It's LEDs, but the blue lights are kind of dope. If they'll make it to where you can change those colors, I'm pretty sure they won't. But it'd be dope if you could. That'd be kind of cool. Kind of a nod to kind of a PC thing. But
I just know you're gonna have like a ugly looking living room setup when you got the Series X, this big old block tower, and this little tiny, little skinny, white blue thing on the side. People gonna come in the house like, what is all this? Oh, bro, it's a setup, bro. You like it? You ready? You want to get down?
Yeah, because that Xbox One, that Series X is like it's a computer tower. All
It looks like a trash can. Like one's a trash can and one is like a modem. It's just weird.
It's the blockiest thing I've ever seen. It's kind of weird, but and I think it's off subject again, but I think they were kind of shooting for that just because you feel like it's something you could sit on an entertainment center, just kind of there and like just have it there, and it almost looked like a sub or something. If you got a surround sound system, which most people have a sound bar now, but still,
somebody photoshopped it black. It looks so much better being black than it did white. I don't know why they decided to make it white, but
I agree. That is a lot of.
They probably have a lot of different versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, later on they might come out with an all black one. I would bet.
Coming out in February, the orange color, the purple, and the red. You get them now at this much price. Yeah.
On that, I just want to give you
hardware wise, if I had to grade it, I gave it an A plus because, I mean, I give it an A- because it got knocked off a little bit for the like you said, the all white and it looks like a modem. I just can't.
Don't get so dirty, man.
But spec wise, like power wise, is good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the specs, like you saw that meme I sent to y'all, like where it was like they did the meme of like Cell and fighting Trunks.
Trunks, yeah.
And like they were saying that Trunks was the PlayStation, the Xbox, and Cell was the PlayStation 5 and beating. So how does it compare between the Xbox and the PlayStation? Like,
man,
they're close.
They need to stop it.
It's so similar. It's no really.
They're the same machine,
a little
bro.
bit more on it, but AMD is the one that built the CPUs for them.
Yeah.
So, and they both do ray tracing. So at the end of the day, when and they both run NVMe solid state. So
Bless you.
there's really no difference anymore.
There's not.
Yeah.
It's a preference as to what you want to play, bro. I was going to say, they're the same damn machine. They're going to do the same thing. You're going to have people argue.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's the same damn machine.
Yeah.
Just
buying aesthetics. That's all you are.
Yeah, man.
The SSDs are different. That's pretty much the only thing that I saw that was just like, and they're not even by much. It's the only difference. But I think people forget that like Xbox is like an overall entertainment system, and they label it that way. Where Sony focus more on just games, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, that PlayStation is probably gonna look a little bit better, but it's not gonna be by much. Like you're not gonna be able to tell that much of a difference.
Right. Well, I think they're both pushing a solid state, and I think that was the next step anyway.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we've already said that the next machines. Which before we even got all this, we had said the next machine is gonna be computers anyway. I mean, they're right there, and really what you're getting is you're getting a mid-tier computer basically.
Yeah,
I mean,
like a good computer from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's still, but it still runs, and it runs and looks good.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair for what they're probably going to price for. Speaking of price, nobody said anything about any price. I didn't say anything about price. I saw a video, or not a video. I saw an article where they're speculating $550.
They're still waiting on Microsoft. I don't think they want to make any announcement to Microsoft say something first.
Yeah,
I think even if it's 600.
Yeah, they're playing chicken. Both of them are playing chicken. They're gonna play chicken all the way up until the last minute.
Even if it's 600, it's still fair for what you get.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, I don't think PlayStation ain't gonna make the $700 mistake no more. They did that. They learned a whole big lesson about that bullshit.
See, Microsoft had so much fucking money that they're both gonna sell at a loss at the end of the day for the most part.
Right.
Like Microsoft's not relying on Xbox, but Sony's relying on PlayStation.
Right.
So if Microsoft really wanted to, they can sell that shit cheaper, and then Sony's not gonna follow because they need that money. But Microsoft will be fine. Sony won't.
True.
Yeah, that is true.
Valid point.
That is true.
Valid point.
I mean, honestly, what I think they should do, man, they should do like you see what all the phone services are doing and different things like that. They can actually sell it for a high price, but then they can say, oh well, if you subscribe to this, then you can buy it monthly, you know, on a payment plan. I mean, that's why people buy the iPhone 11s and the Samsung 20s and all that, because they say, well, I'm paying for this $1,200 phone on a payment plan, and then they're gonna keep it, and then they can make more money off of it. I mean, gamers will do the same. I mean, look at all the DLC and microtransactions people buy. Just do the system like that, and then you'll probably make more money, especially with this COVID-19 thing. You might, I don't know why they haven't done that yet. I mean,
Xbox is doing that at Best Buy right now, where you can do a payment plan.
Yeah, and that's probably, you got a COVID. That's a valid point too. You know, I'm curious to see how the sales are going to work during Christmas because of COVID and everything. And you know, if we have a spike again in the beginning of the winter,
it's gonna be everybody gonna be lined up outside Target at 5 a.m. waiting for that to open up. Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's gonna be a ton of people. You're right about that.
I mean, I'll probably be one of them my damn self. I can't even lie. So
armed with masks and Lysol.
Pretty much.
Yep. Like, spraying people in the face with Lysol. That's
6 feet. 6 feet.
Are you 6 feet? Get away from me, bitch.
Speaking of prices, right now, looking it up, the cheapest ray tracing you can get for a computer, you're looking at no less than $290 for entry.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's entry level ray tracing on Xbox or PlayStation, half their budget is the ray tracing.
Yeah.
So if you're really going to complain about a $500, $600 PlayStation, Xbox,
no, at $600 again.
Go buy a freaking PC.
Yeah. You're gonna spend about $1,200. You're gonna spend about $1,200 on a PC. This is how it is, if not more, depending on what you're trying to get. 600 is fair. I suspect 550 to 600 is probably the going rate for both systems. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's, you know, so they can. I mean, like you said, they're selling at a loss anyway, but to not just completely drown yourself and don't make nothing. You know, 550, 600. I think that's fair. Anything above that, you know, people get weird. They get extra weird and extra pissy. I'll just say it. They get extra. Well, that's just too much for a console. Well,
do you think it's gonna be broken?
And to be fair, it was too much for PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3, Sony, like I said, they found out real quick. That was some bullshit. When I watched that dude walk in there and spend $1,000 on a damn PlayStation and a control in like one game, I was like, you kiss my ass. That's
like nope.
Yeah, like why is it $1,000 for a console, an extra control, and a game?
I spent
Kiss my ass. I'm not doing that.
I spent when the Halo 5 edition Xbox dropped. I spent $1,000 that day. I got the Xbox, an extra controller, a headset, and like 5 games beyond Halo 5.
Yeah,
I only spent $1,000.
That you expected like $1,000. This dude got one game and one extra controller and paid
one game
$1,000. I instantly was like, oh hell no, I will not. And that was, you know, it was lesson learned. I mean, these people that make these games, they, you know, they had their moments. Xbox had plenty of them. Don't get me wrong. Microsoft has done weird shit. And
with the Xbox One, we remember Don Matrix. Remember.
Yeah. So I mean, they both done things, but I don't think Sony will make that mistake again. So my guess, 550 to 600 is fair. If they get 650, I think it's pushing it, but it's still a fair deal. It's still fair.
Yeah. I just hope that the systems aren't broken, and I mean, not a lot of bugs or anything when they come out. I hope that it's as smooth as they're showing it. I really do, because
you can't have new technology without bugs.
I'm not weeding that out, because I mean, they've had the previews in the past of Xbox and PlayStation, and they were like, oh shit, this is gonna be amazing, and then we get it, and then there's always the first week or two of the launch, like there's problems. Like, and then next thing you know, there's all these videos. Oh, this shit, this. I'm like,
as long as there's no red ring of death, I'm good.
I never buy it like right on the release day. Like I let
well,
it.
The thing is, now we're a part of the media now, so we kind of have to, that we can let the fans know if it's broken. So one of us gotta take the short straw and buy it and let them know, hey, do not buy this machine.
To be fair,
take the short straw.
To be fair, my current Xbox, my Xbox is like the first generation Xbox. It's not none of the new ones, none of that. My Xbox One, I got it. It's one of the first ones.
Yeah, mine too.
So, and it's still, I mean, there are people saying they're having problems, and mine's still kicking, still running.
My Halo 5, I stopped using it because I guess the power brick fucked up, and it like would power on for about 20 minutes and then shut off and not power on ever again for like a day, and then come back the next day. Anyway, I took it apart, trying to mess with it and see what was wrong with it and see if the thermal paste on the CPU or the GPU was like messed up. But I ended up finding out that I broke my wireless card.
Oh.
The little cable's like, I broke the wireless card, and it still connects wirelessly. I don't know how. I don't know why. So I just put it back together, and I've left it alone.
Yeah, just I wouldn't.
I'm not even gonna.
That's
solder
awesome.
it together, nothing. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Fuck.
So, all right. I want to get back to E. Is there any like with Destiny like that we didn't talk about?
Oh man, just prepare for all the new DLCs. Like it's a lot to probably see. It got to a point where people started complaining about it, and everybody was just like, I was one of them because it was getting boring because it was just like bounty based, and it felt like you were doing chores at one point, and that's kind of why I stopped playing it for a while. And I was like, but now it's not as bad. Like the storyline actually is progressing, and I mean it's in a better spot, but it still needs some work. Like it's still not 100% where it needs to be. And it's kind of hard to do that when you're building the game from home now instead of being at the office. And on top of
also
that,
heard along with what you were saying earlier, like with the vault stuff, like I heard that they're trying to push it towards like more MMO type of gaming.
I was saying basically just look at it like how Disney did old movies where they just.
Well, yeah, no, like Kaz was telling me. Kaz was telling me that I don't know who he talked to, but they're saying they're trying to push it more of like the MMO type games, like with content and stuff.
Well, I mean, like with all the like how you know, like your armor sets and gear and all, and like and weapons and stuff. That's Bungie used to be afraid to call this an MMO, but now they're kind of, I guess since they're getting their shit in order, they're kind of starting to be okay with using that term now. It's somehow the way the game is played. It feels more like it than it used to. I wouldn't still fully call it a full MMO, but it's still
because you're not seeing other characters like run around while you're in a mission. Or
yeah,
you are
some now, yeah.
Oh wow.
So something like.
I mean, I know that when we were going into the free roam, like when we free roam, we'd see people running around trying to do some
last Saturday? Last Saturday they just had its first live event to where everybody went to the tower, and the whole point of it was you got to see Rasputin, the little computer thing, he shoot his missiles and blow up this gigantic ship called the Almighty that was heading towards the tower to basically kamikaze it.
Oh, so that's that clip. I saw. Okay, I was wondering.
That was the actual, like, you know how Fortnite does live events, like Travis Scott showed up and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like now, Destiny started to kind of do that. It took them a while, but
wow.
Now Destiny started to do that.
So I saw that clip, and I saw like there was the three people like standing on the thing, and they were like one was eating popcorn. Yeah. And like, they put like the virtual glasses on and stuff like that.
On Twitch that day, it was over 200 and some thousand people watching that shit.
Oh.
Like that was crazy. It was a lot of people that were in the game that were doing the time. And for their first event, I mean, I won't say they nailed it because it took like way too fucking long for the shit to actually finally get hit. But just as an overall for being their first try, they did a good job. So I wasn't mad at it, but they said they're gonna start doing more of those type of things where they're gonna have like live events. So it's a good first start.
Yeah.
But the storyline is the most important thing, man. I promise y'all. Like, I know y'all quit playing, but the storyline is just like it's insane right now, man. I'm telling you. People
she did it.
I might have to crank it back up, man. I like it. I'm a sucker for a good story, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing Destiny. It's just like whenever I got off, like it was like it was at that, I was getting to that point where it was just like we kept doing the same stuff. And then when we switched, we were playing other stuff. Then Forsaken came out, but we were playing other stuff, and we just were like, I'll get to it. And next thing, some other games came out, and next thing you know, we're just playing all these other games and never got back to Destiny. So
See, I had to remind myself, any online game, you're gonna be doing the same shit over and over anyway. So it's like, the only thing with Destiny is just not as much stuff to do, but you're essentially playing the same. Like you know, GTA 5, you're playing the same heist over and over, right? Same shit, same thing.
That's another thing why I stopped playing GTA 5. Like Ray, I mean, him, like he knows. Like they were trying to get going into the heist and stuff, and I was like, I'm done.
Like just think, like I'm gonna bring up Tyler's gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. I'm gonna bring up an old thing where we were playing Vault of Glass. And
Tell me more.
Tyler knows he's already prepared. He already knows what I'm talking about, right? But that's a memory that we have that I will never forget because that raid was just that much fun. But like you all play Vault of Glass where you got to go in the middle and meet and shoot Atheon through the Word of Dawn thing, whatever it's called. And during that time, you know, we were all shooting things, and somebody pulled out a sword instead of a sniper rifle, and sworded off the platform and died. Now, in his defense, he said on his end it showed it was a sniper. On everyone else's end, it was clearly a sword.
Now, even in the video, like, cause I didn't get to record my screen.
I wish he would have.
I wish I could have now. Like, I wish then you would have saw what I saw and see how fucked up it was. Like,
I'm gonna have Kyle put that video up right here when you talking about it.
Yeah, even when you looked at this, even when you look at the one you recorded, like you see if you look at my character, he does a switch. He switches
to a sword.
But that's the thing. Like, whenever I switched, I was switching. I had my sword first, and I switched to my sniper rifle because we were all trying to sneak. I was actually looking through my scope. And as I'm looking through the scope, like my character's like going like this. I'm like, what is going on? Like every time I push the trigger, I'm like going like this. And then
here's the irony of all of this. Before that happened, when we were in one of those rooms killing the oracles, I was like, why are you using a sword? I even asked this ahead of time. And that ended up being the way he died at the end.
Well, because I love that sword. And
which is back in Destiny 2, by the way.
I saw you playing with that. I was like, that is dope. I like how it's like curved, like weird curve. But no, like with that sword, that was actually for me. That was one of the strongest things I had, and I can throw. I was able to throw like a disc blade type thing, energy attack at the oracles, and it was doing damage. So while I was doing that, they were shooting, so it was kind of doing it quicker. So that was just for my character at that time. That was one of my strongest weapons, so that's why I was using it.
That whole raid experience alone was just insanity because you and the Woodrow argued for like an hour. And we were all just like, oh my God. And it was just like y'all were screaming at each other, and then I was like, I hate both of y'all.
I hate both of y'all.
It was hilarious. I mean, that's the cool part about Destiny raids when you play with people you actually know. Like it just creates memories and shit. So like shit like you don't forget. But
Tyler got lots of new memories playing games.
Yeah,
bad shit happens to Tyler like quite often at random times though, and it's pure greatness. And it seems like Kaiser is always there to capture the moment every single time.
Some of it's intentional, like
more of a story.
If you get a chance, you don't have to do it right now while we're on the show, but you get a chance, ask him about the bear in Red Dead. Jesus.
Oh God.
I was there for that. That was fantastic.
I've had my experience with that bear too.
He's got it. He posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, that is one of the most epic things ever.
The only thing is you can't hear the audio.
Yeah.
You should have heard
man, I'm gonna need you to convince this man to like put his voice capture in these clips. Because they're not near as funny when you just watch like a random ass clip of some crazy shit happening and you hear nothing. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to put your voice in there or some shit.
Man, but like he's got issues with with it. like when it's the mixer on
Yeah.
Xbox. Like it don't get the audio. Like
It's a Kaiser issue. He don't want to talk. He don't want you to hear his voice. I know what he's doing. He's basically told me that. I was like, come on, man.
That sound like Kaiser. He's like, nope.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
with Kaiser, you gotta sneak the audio. Like you gotta just happen to be recording it.
Yeah.
If he would put the audio on
Yeah.
half and stuff, man, that'd be like YouTube gold, man. I'm telling you.
All the time. Like some of the videos I have with him in it. I told him that.
That is
Back when we
YouTube
had the
gold.
whole Permit Kids thing, I don't know if y'all remember that. He recorded one video himself. He never posted it. He's like, I just feel weird. I was like, why? He's like, I just feel weird hearing my voice.
What did he
It was like a division video he did by himself.
like recorded for the show and
Yeah,
everything?
he did like a full Let's Play of it, but he just never did post it.
Oh, okay.
You got to put that hop hog to use.
That sound like Kaiser. He don't want to talk, but when we playing the game, boy, he can rant with the best.
Exactly.
Great.
That's why when we play shit, I'll be like, hey, man, your voice being shared. I'll ask him ahead of time. Just to make sure.
Your voice being shared, huh?
But if you're gonna get back into Destiny, I say now's the time to probably do it though. If you want to get back into it.
Yeah,
I'd have to
I am
turn it on.
eventually get back over there. Like I don't know when.
I've
but-
broken a couple of controllers playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been on headset a couple times when you had some rants.
I broke my Xbox controller playing Cuphead when y'all were playing Destiny one day.
Oh, yeah, that Cuphead.
Yeah. Kaiser Cuphead rants.
Oh,
Gee,
yeah.
I'm ashamed of him. He didn't finish that game yet. I'm ashamed of him.
He was playing
Sure,
Cuphead.
I thought he did.
Tyler
He
had
had
invited
to?
me, and they were in a party. And I like the moment I joined the party, I was just like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Whoa!"
I 100% understand his pain because that game is the most infuriating shit I have ever played in my life.
Yeah, I think it was Watch Mojo. They had like a top 10 hardest video games. Oh, Cuphead made it up there. Yeah,
It's in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuphead is ridiculous. I've seen some Let's Plays of Cuphead. And I'm like, nah, I'll pass. Damn that.
If you
I gotta
value
tear
your
up the
blood
shit.
pressure, then don't play it.
Yeah. If I got to
You like Battletoads, go play that.
Yeah.
Dude, just looking at Cuphead, like it's just watching some of the gameplay. It's not my kind of game,
Yeah,
so
don't
that's
do
why I
it.
won't play it.
Don't do it.
Just think
It's
of it
a
as like
side
a
scroller.
cute version of Dark Souls. Like it's just like
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Be side scroller.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. It was fun. I'm glad I finished
Oh,
it.
no.
I mean,
I
if you
played
just remember any of those old arcade NES games and side scrollers where it was like you couldn't get past level 5.
Yeah,
That's how
Ghouls and
Cuphead is.
Ghosts.
Oh,
that's
one of them.
pretty much it.
I love Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculously
That's
hard.
Cuphead. That's Cuphead right there.
Cuphead, the mascot, you look at him, you go, oh, but at the same time, you're just like, I'm saying the worst shit in my mind to you right now.
Yeah. You're like, oh, and then at the same time, you're like, man, fuck that game.
Yeah. I remember one day, Kaiser heard me throw my controller. He was like, is it done? And I started like shaking it into the microphone. I was like, you hear it? He was like, yeah.
I heard you break a controller one time. I heard the shaft. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was playing Trials of Osiris and Destiny one time, and I lost it. I was like, you know what? I had to turn this off.
all I hear is fuck. Like,
That sound effect was dope.
Then I get done, I'm like,
everybody.
you regret it right afterwards. You're like, fuck. Man,
Yeah.
I can't play shit. Man, all right,
I just tore up a controller.
yeah, like, I'm going to sleep.
Babe, I
man.
gotta get $60.
I'm gonna go to sleep, man. I thought y'all
they
bored.
literally
Oh,
they literally didn't make the controllers like the entire thing rubber, like without the button. Like you can still do the buttons, but like the entire thing just like specifically made for people to throw where you can just throw it and it just bounce all over the place, but you can still go.
See, here's the secret: the one that you broke, keep that one beside you, and then keep the new one over to your right side. So
That
when
way
you
you
get
can
mad, get the left controller that's already fucked up. And throw it. You got to watch the second one getting broke.
That's a good idea. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
It's like a
Y'all
standby.
heard it here, fans. The broke controller, throw that one.
I've done it plenty of times. I still got it in my closet from my Xbox One.
What number of the nerd trick would you quote number that? Like nerd trick number
Trick
50?
number 62-F.
Dash F.
That's
Always throw the broke controller, never throw the raid controller.
No, don't do it.
Boom.
You'll regret it the next day.
Fun Fast Fridays.
Yeah, all of
Aha.
the, you know what I'm saying? $60 that's a lot of money, man.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
When you get the controller number 8 and you realize, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all in on something. You hear this one?
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
yeah, it still works though.
Oh my
That is
god.
vicious.
it still works.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What number? Which control? How many controllers you went through? How many?
Oh
Names.
shit.
3? This is my third one.
Okay, it's not too bad. I thought you
It's been
were
over.
like
It's been over a
10.
year's span though. Like it's not like a every other day kind of thing. I can't do that. That's too much.
Now, what
Destiny
you need-
PvP does this to me, man. I can't help it.
What you need is like just not even like a real controller, but like like a dog. Like go get a dog toy. They got.
It don't hit the same, man. It don't
Yeah,
feel
you
the
gotta
same.
hear it. You need to hear it.
Like just throw the rubber one.
I tried that substitute. It don't feel the same way, man. You gotta have a controller.
You gotta hear the noise when it hits the floor. You need to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Dude, I
Makes you
have
you feel
aliens
better.
when I play. I've thrown shit because I played Peggle. That's how bad it gets. It's that bad. I put a dent in my door because I played Peggle. I bullshit you not.
I'm gonna put up a dartboard
man.
or something. Put a dartboard up or something. And that would keep a whole stack of just like
Oh man,
darts.
shit.
Throw it at the dartboard.
You know, sometimes you just gotta find whatever you can find, man. Just like let it loose. But when you do it, when you go back to it and you finish it, you just like, all right, cool, and go to the next one.
It's like if I get up, like I try, like I'll reach for something, but then like reality hits, like I can't afford to fuck up anything. So it's like
I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I
I
had
wish I
that.
had that.
Bro,
My
that
reality hits afterwards. That's when mine
Or
comes.
like
that broken control
I'll
room
end up
is
punching the
Yeah.
punching the couch or something. Like it's like
It don't feel the same, man. I promise you.
Yeah, that broken control thing is a good idea because
Yeah.
you either rage and throw a controller or you rage and sound like that dude, the Spawn Die guy, and Ethan knows what I'm talking about. The motherfucker, God damn, you talk about going on a for real rant over a damn game, Call of Duty.
Hey, remember that last time we played the Call of Duty? I had that rant.
Yeah,
Dude, I was
It's
I
just
usually
real,
don't get pissed like that, and I was getting pissed.
it is like real when you get that kind of mad. Like dude was mad. I'm not gonna go into the whole deal. I just know, you start describing people and things that are happening in the game because you just that mad. It's time to just turn it off. It's time to turn it off.
Yep. That's what
What
you
we
scream.
said.
Well, I'm done. I'm gonna holler at y'all
Yeah.
tomorrow.
That dude said he said when he gets hit with when he gets hit, it's like being slapped by a big brolic black guy named Requise. I was in tears when I heard that. I could not stop laughing. I said, "Yo, this dude need to turn off his game. He is like upset."
Like he's done. He's done.
like Kaza, with Kaza, like if he gets done, like you don't even hear from him. Like he'll just like shut it down, like the whole system. Like he'll just power everything. Like next thing you know, his name pop up. It's like offline.
Hey, like I said, I wish I could do that, man. I let it get the best of me. I can't help it sometimes.
King Sleepy has left the party.
Yeah. Well,
See,
you
I thought
heard
that
it
was always
first.
because he had shitty internet. That's why I thought you always left.
Well,
Most
you
of the
heard
time,
it first, people. You heard
most
it
of the
first.
time, yes, but there's sometimes like when he gets pissed, like he'll just fucking leave. He'll just turn it off.
That's fair.
Watch cartoons.
It gets
That's
that
right.
real sometimes. I agree.
Anyway, I'm gonna have to reel it in. Did you have anything else, Ray?
No, that was basically it, man. I wanted to give my top 5, which I did, and get my grade. Like I said, as overall, I give the game launch, B plus, somewhere between B plus A minus, and I give the console launch and the specs. I'll give it A plus because it's dope. I'll give it A minus. I said A minus because
Yeah.
the modem look. Come on, bro.
See,
Yeah.
there's more coming. So this is just the beginning. So there's more.
Xbox has their conference next, so this isn't.
Yep.
They haven't
don't
moved
worry,
on yet.
I'm gonna get them too. Don't worry, because I know they're
We'll
gonna
be
do
back.
something. I'm gonna get them too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we're gonna have to end it. And we've been on it for quite a
I'm
while.
gonna break my. No.
What?
He said he's gonna break his phone.
Gonna
No,
break
you
my
not.
phone.
Stop that.
They ain't gonna do that. I was trying to go with the whole thing of you trying to whatever.
Yeah, you
Not
can't.
rage with that phone. You mess around and be in a
Hey,
bad
yo,
spot.
do that.
Hey, I can keep an iPhone 1 on deck to throw if I need to. So
Whenever you go to T-Mobile, then keep this phone. That way you
Yeah,
can.
that way I can break that. Gotcha.
do a sidekick to throw around somewhere. It'll still work.
But we're gonna do a special thank you, E, for coming out and hanging out with us.
Hey man, thanks y'all for having me, man. It was
Yeah,
fun.
shout out your channel real quick, man.
YouTube.com/Efreshplays gaming, and then Twitch.tv/Efreshplays is both of them. So
Cool.
Yeah, I'm
subscribe.
gonna put that in the description too. You want to send me the message those? I'll put it in the description for you too.
All right.
You gotta come back on, man, so we can interview you about everything you do, YouTube content, man. Cause like we're new to this thing and you've been on it, so you gotta come back, man, so we can have an official interview with you, man.
Y'all doing good, man. Just as long as I be consistent, man. Y'all be all right. I got y'all. But anytime y'all need me, I'll come back. It's all good.
Cool. You're welcome anytime, brother.
Appreciate
it. This is what we're trying to do. I'm trying to get it to where any fans who want to come on, like we can get them on, talk to them. They can sit with us through the show. Like this is what we're just trying to be able to talk about everything. Like just have fun.
I got you.
Exactly.
We kind of lost ourselves. Like we can just keep going.
Dragon Ball Z Evolution. It was just like, whoa, what did I?
Oh shit! You said.
What did I? Oh, my bad.
Nah, he said it.
My bad. What is this? This is Voldemort.
And that's our show.
That is our show. Let's go.
That's our show.
I'm gonna be real. I did that on purpose. Just law that y'all. Like I'm triggered.
He's ready.
That's the quickest way, bro. Like, just wrap the show up, Tyler. Do it.
All right. Thanks again for coming out. Remember to go to YouTube. Again, we need people to go to YouTube, like and subscribe, comment. We got a lot of people on Facebook. We just need more people on YouTube.
We appreciate all 800. We are right there at 800 people on Facebook.
We got 9 away from 800 on Facebook. So.
Appreciate everything. But y'all go to YouTube. Show that same love on YouTube.
Yeah, so that way we can eventually get into doing more and be able to, because we want to do like some giveaways and some contests and stuff. So eventually we got a lot of things planned. It's just slow going. So, but again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next Saturday. And good night.
Hey, nerdy.
Talk nerdy to me. Get nerdy with me.